Hey guys, there's been some new developments and interesting information on the game from a dev interview that happened. We're going to go over it right now. The game will be set during the Indomitus Crusade, so the Sistrix Maledictum, or Eye of Terror, has already split the universe in half like my girlfriend's boyfriend does every night. It's cool though, because he got me a Switch 2 for my B-Day. You the best, Brad. Obviously, this comes with a lot of info, like we'll have Imperium Sanctus and Imperium Nihilus. If you don't know, Sanctus is the relatively stable side of the galaxy that the Astronomicon shines bright in. Nihilus is the absolutely effed in the A other side of the galaxy that gets bad touched by chaos nonstop. Strong guess is easy campaigns will start in Sanctus, then maybe when your faction has gained some strength you jump into Nihilus. Harder campaigns will probably just drop you right into Nihilus, absolutely surrounded like that one white girl on the couch meme. I'm gonna be all over that. Not the white girl meme, she's in a nunnery now probably, trying to find Jesus after the ass blasting of the century. No, what I mean is going into harder campaigns. If you're like me, you can only play Legendary Iron Man in Warhammer 3, because where's the fun in winning if it's easy, and I can't handle the temptation of save scumming. Alright, facts time. David Harbour, the Stranger Things actor, has stated there will be an overarching narrative story that he'll be playing a main role in. Fuck yes. The biggest problem with Warhammer 3 for me, personally, is very little unique goals for factions, so I'm hyped there will be more of that, mixed into the awesome sandbox. Let me know in the comments if you're more of a sandbox or narrative story person, or a nice mix of both. Since this is a galactic scale game, you will now have a new layer of galaxy hopping, and then you can land your troops on a planet for a more traditional army movement total war game. So I hope you like micromanaging a bunch of warfronts as much as I do, because there's going to be a lot of that. Something really exciting is the new Crusade Theater, which is the game's main hub. This will be where you pick your faction and try to change the state of a galactic multiplayer war by entering into specific game modes that depend on what you want to do and how long you want to play for. This will be an overarching metagame where each faction and the players in that faction fight each other for resources and territory, so kind of like Helldivers with its war map, but every faction is player controlled. A better example is For Honor's campaign, where all three player factions fight for territory and it resets every month, granting victory to whichever faction has the most territory. Finally, a total war game will have meaningful multiplayer in it, and it won't be some crappy little side biatch to the main single-player campaigns. Don't worry though, there's still traditional campaigns called flashpoints, where you do specific narrative conflicts. An example is like doing the devastation of Baal, with Blood Angels fighting Tyranids over a specific solar system, with a certain amount of large events drawn from books and codexes. So we're getting the best of both worlds, an endless, in-depth, multiplayer, massive war, and good old fun single-player campaigns where you do all the classic Total War stuff in, like building settlements and developing fleets being a new thing. Another new thing is if a planet gets too hot to handle, you can drop an Exterminatus on its ass. There will be short campaigns that take an afternoon to beat and only have a few planets in them, and classic, consume your whole life day after day campaigns with tons of planets. Strike battles will be in these, and they are basically quests like in Total Warhammer 3. There could be some really cool stuff with this, like when a new book comes out, they could add the events of the book into the game. So if, let's say, the Necrons and Chaos fight in that book, the battles in it could become flashpoints relatively quickly in the game. With the multiplayer Crusade Theater, people can get really into the factions and kind of go at it online, you know, talking up their faction and dunking on the others. That'd be pretty cool. So far, the confirmed factions are Orcs, Imperial Guard, Astartes, and Eldar. That kicks ass, but if you're wondering like I am where the Chaos factions are, I'd wager they're either going to surprise us closer to release, and if not, then definitely add them as future DLC. The Imperial Guard and Astartes will work together, with the Guard being more focused on building on planets, while Astartes will be more fleet-based. When the Astartes faction conquers a world, then dips, they will leave behind an Astra Militarum garrison. How this will be balanced out with the other factions, we do not know yet. Huge news is there will be the ability to homebrew your own factions. The canon factions will have lords, as Calgar is confirmed to be a legendary lord of the Ultramarines. How this system would work with homebrew factions is probably similar to the Chaos Undivided faction in Warhammer 3, where you build your own legendary lord. Hoping they make it more interesting than the build a Chaos Prince, as that faction is kinda crap in Warhammer 3. Since the galaxy is so large, there will be some procedurally generated areas mixed in with important iconic planets. Sadly, not everyone will get their iconic locations like Blood Angels on Baal or Ultramarines on Macragge, as we won't be getting the entire universe, at least not at release. They might be added as DLC. You can name your warband, change their banner, change their colors, use unique iconography, and forge a unique origin and legacy. There will probably be limitations to the naming since you know people would be racist as fuck, like day one, you know someone's gonna make the Hitler did nothing wrong chapter. You can be as xenophobic as you want, thank the Emperor, but I guarantee racism will be a big no-no. It won't be just visuals for Homebrew, but also units, war gear, and battlefield abilities. If you want your Legion to focus on teleporting Terminators, you can. Or you want to be all about aerial dominance, you'll have extra Thunderhawks. Units will now be made up of specialists and weapon types. A sergeant leading an intercessor squad could start with a bolt pistol and chainsword, but later be changed to a power sword and plasma pistol. You could give the squad crack or vortex grenades, Terminators, lightning claws, or thunder hammers. The customization is going to be nuts, and this will be for all the factions. Last but not least, if Creative Assembly screws up at release, like Warhammer 3, there will be full mod support to save the day. That's it for now. Let me know what you think. I'll be keeping up on any new news for the game and doing lore videos for everything if you want to get a deeper understanding of the setting. For now though, I'll see you in the next video.